Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods. Wake up there, guys. Wake up. How you guys doing this morning? It is hump day. It is the middle of the freaking week. And the Dallas Cowboys get back on the field. Van Der Esch looks like he is probably not going to be playing anymore this season. He has a high ankle sprain, multiple week type injury, so we're going to be short at linebacker as we get ready to take on the Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts. And this game, it's important to me. This game is important to me because I do not want to go into the offseason having lost to the Eagles twice. And I think it's equally important for our team to go in with some momentum. You know, it doesn't matter what you did before. You know, you could win 11 games, but all of a sudden, if you go on a 3-game losing streak, you're trash. And how crazy is it that the Pittsburgh Steelers, starting out 11-0, have lost the last 3 games, and now they're questioning themselves on whether or not they are good enough to be a playoff team. Here's what's really crazy to me. Listen to this. In the 3 weeks that the Steelers have lost, do you realize that the Dallas Cowboys have won twice? Not only that, the New York Jets, who we thought might be 0-16, getting the number one pick, having everything to lose for, they got to win. Oh, but wait, there's more. Even the Cincinnati Bengals, the Bengals get a win, and the Steelers don't. And at the moment, the thing that you like to see right now is the Dallas Cowboys are having other people stepping up that you didn't think you were going to have step up. And this bodes well for the future. And one of those guys, and I dare say that maybe Stephen Jones is starting out a little bit of a controversy here at running back, is Tony Pollard. Let's take a quick look at Tony Pollard's run against the 49ers because, you know, again, this was an incredible run. This was an incredible run. Let's take a peek. Look at this. Boom. He hits that. Bam. He's in the middle of 4 guys and rolls and gets away. That was an amazing run. I mean, you look at that. You love seeing that. I just loved it. But let's go back to, because, you know, in football, a week is a lifetime. And in fact, a month is a couple of years. We forgot about this run right here with Minnesota. Check him out. Check him out. Boom. Look at that. He's got speed. He's got speed. Now, Stephen Jones yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Yesterday, Stephen Jones was talking about Tony Pollard and saying he could be a number one back. I don't know if that was trying to pump up Tony Pollard and make it feel good, because Tony Pollard, when you start looking at the numbers right now, it's almost ridiculous. Since he's come into the league, 2019 and 2020, his yards after contact for the 2 years are 4.2. To put that in perspective, Derrick Henry is 4 yards, and Nick Chubb is 3.8. Now, I will say that it's a slightly different because you see him outside more, and when you're outside more as opposed to being between the tackles. When you're running between the tackles like Zeke Elliott is, typically you're getting past having to get past defensive tackles. They're crashing and everything else. The linebackers are coming in there. When you get hit in the middle between the tackles, generally speaking, it's hard to get anything there because you're slowed down and everything collapses on you. When you run outside more, when you get contacted, you're getting contacted more by defensive ends, outside linebackers, cornerbacks and things like that, where you have space and you can make a move. So you have a better chance. However, when you look at that run against the 49ers, right there, that one run right there skews the numbers on yards after contact. Because I will say, before that run, he was averaging 2.8 yards a carry. You get one big run, all of a sudden it does skew the numbers. So, I kind of say maybe pump the brakes just a little bit. And the other thing I wonder about him being a number one back is the constant wear and tear that will go on. However, he is truly a dynamic player. And because in college he was also a wide receiver, you're looking at more of a hybrid. So what does this mean for Zeke Elliott and the Cowboys? Well, for Zeke Elliott's contract, as much as we've seen pictures of Zeke Elliott jet uniforms and, it's the off-season early talk here of Cowboys trading for the Jets, Zeke Elliott's not going anywhere. That contract is cost prohibitive. And you don't want to get rid of Zeke Elliott because part of the problem for Zeke Elliott this year is the offensive line. Yes, Tony Pollard is a different type of runner. He's better outside. He's better at pass catching and everything else. And he's quicker. He's younger. He doesn't have the miles on him. However, if you go into a 17-game season like we're talking about next year and think that you're going to be able to pound him week after week after week after week, it's going to kill his career. And I don't know that he can hold up. And that's why it's good to have a Zeke Elliott, so that way you can share the load. Because sometimes you just want to pound the rock up the middle. You want to wear out the defenders. And this is what would be great about the Cowboys. If you look back to the 80s when the Washington football team was actually great in winning Super Bowls, they had John Riggins. John Riggins was very rarely going to outrun anybody. But John Riggins was a bruising back. Their third down back was Joe Washington. Joe Washington, a little bit smaller, quicker. He was actually a really good pass blocker, but he was also a really good pass catcher. It was a change of pace. You end up getting in there. You run between the tackles. You get those big offensive linemen, those big fat guys leaning and constantly pounding. And then you get a Zeke Elliott who's coming in there, who's bruising guys. You got these guys now that have been playing in a 2-yard space and constantly pounding and pounding and pounding. Then you change up with a Tony Pollard who's going to make you run outside. Now all of a sudden, after you being pounded on, you got to sprint and chase a guy. It's a way you kill people. Now, make no mistake about it. In two of the biggest wins we've had all season, the 49ers and the Vikings, are two of the biggest runs that we've had all season. And in fact, Tony Pollard's 132 yards combined against the 49ers is better than any week that Zeke Elliott has had all season. So it's easy to get that hype and to think, oh man, this is the guy, man. Screw Zeke. I'm telling you, you don't want to screw Zeke. You want to keep him. If it's me, I'm going to go through. I'm going to let Zeke heal his body up and get ready for the long haul next year. This year we have a chance. I know we have a chance. And me, I talked about my conspiracy theory is with everything that's coming out with the Washington football team, with Dan Snyder having to pay off an employee in 2009 $1.6 million for sexual misconduct, for having the quarterback Hurts, in a strip club a few hours after losing to Seattle, and not socially distancing, and of course the losing the name and everything else. I'm not sure the NFL is really looking to say, do we want to prolong the season for another week for the Washington team? Do we really want that? So that way they could talk about all this other stuff. But what would be a better story? Washington making it through all of their quagmire into the playoffs, or the Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants? The Cowboys versus Jason Garrett for playoffs. The storyline would be incredible. It might even break the internet. Jason Garrett playing the Dallas Cowboys, winner goes to the playoffs. Jason Garrett gets the opportunity to exercise the ghost of 8-8, where he could not get over and get past the Giants, the Eagles, and the Washington team to make the playoffs his first 3 years. to now playing the team that said boy bye. For the Cowboys who were dissed, we're going to take away Sunday Night Football from you. We're not going to give you any Pro Bowl players. You guys are irrelevant. Hell, right now it's so bad that Colin Cowherd has now replaced the Dallas Cowboys with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Big Ben. He's literally saying, what has the Pittsburgh Steelers done in the last 10 years? They've got 3 playoff wins. And he goes through and lists the teams that they beat. Tim Tebow and Ryan Tannehill and somebody else. He's like, he's done nothing. That used to be the Dallas Cowboys role. But we have literally been dissed. So what better storyline? The Cowboys having to have that slice of humble pie of being irrelevant in the NFL, coming back, rising like a phoenix back into relevancy on the last week of the season? Yeah. If you're a conspiracy theorist, if you think that the NFL has anything to do where this is like wrestling, that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you. Cowboys versus Giants, or Washington gets in the playoffs. I guess we'll find out this week, because the Washington team, all they have to do is win the game, and they're in the playoffs. But we also know that they've changed the games so that the Washington game and the Cowboys games are both at 4 o'clock. So it'll be interesting, to say the least. All right, y'all, I've got to go ahead and get to my day job, because like you always tell me, guys, don't quit your day job, because there's no future for you here on YouTube. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon.